Bangers. All right. I paid this last December. Dun, dun.
They always come back.
Don't suppose I can talk you into fighting back this time?
Not a chance, boyo. I'm paid to take it, not to dish it out. Now give it to me.
Okay.
All right, I got
Let's
new
see what
ones.
that one does.
Shawl. Now I'm doing a back shot build. Back shots, baby.
Go with that one.
Woo.
The courtyard of the House of Hades is kept neat and orderly, in contrast to the terrifying
Okay, hold on. I gotta get the go up.
It's not that
better.
orderly, really.
Begin. Hold up.
Don't stick around on my account, boyo.
Okay, not bad. Let me get out of here.
Time to go.
family. Death is your only family. Death and I. Best get accustomed to the both of us.
Bars.
No, not on your life. My weapon's hidden talents.
Hold, attack, flurry.
Feels lighter than.
Oof, I should not have done this.
Okay.
Could be good.
May I help you? Over there.
You've had a brush with Megara the Fury, haven't you? Oh, I know.
We could be good.
No love without pain.
Aphrodite.
Come. Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay, what are my options? Key? Ugh.
I can take it.
Ooh.
The fathomless expanses hidden in darkest corners of the underworld stretch well past the notice of Lord Hades himself. And yet, the interfering prince somehow discovers passage there.
There is some like whatever should be good.
Wasn't all that hard to find, anyone, really.
Within a certain shroud of darkness, son of Hades, the goddess Nyx's ancient
Yo.
shroud. I had not sensed its void in a considerable amount of time.
Ooh, those are really bad.
I see no reason not to make it so.
Oh, I see. My stand isn't stable.
Hello, Your Highness.
Hey, sir.
If I may be so bold, Your Highness, I was wondering, what brings you back around this way again? Same story as last time?
Look, I have to level with you, Sisyphus. I'm leaving the house. I've had quite enough. You understand, I'm sure.
Oh, that is quite an undertaking, Prince. If it wasn't you yourself proposing it, I'd like to call it madness, truth be told. Though, you're just mad enough to pull it off. Well, hey, I hope you make it. Good fortune out there.
Right. Give me apple.
It's all yours.
Thank you, mate.
So long for now.
Time to break you to bits. Shattered that.
Ooh, lots of... Dash? Oh.
Whatever, let's try it.
Who dares?
Not yet.
Damn. Ow.
Why do I bother?
Well, that's better. Got it. Brimstones.
Oof.
The power of the gods.
Zesty.
Ooh. I do have elbow.
I think I hear the river. Charon's shop.
The infernal wares of the Stygian boatman Charon lie sprawled about.
That would be me.
Hello.
Fine day to you as well there, mate. Now let's have a look at your supplies, shall we?
Yeah, give me a Reese.
Should help keep me going.
Why, hello, Cuz. Odd that we're running into one another here. Among the wares of my professional associate, I mean. Must be some sort of clerical mistake.
Rapid succession, is that good? Nah, dash.
Some darkness. My boon from chaos has transformed.
Oh. Dash it, dash it.
Kieran's shot.
Ooh, baby, Athena.
Here's the fee.
Give me the aid. Right.
Can't get rid of me, Meg.
Listen to me, Zagreus. Your mother is long gone. You're never getting out of here, and even if you did, what hope could you possibly have in finding her up in the world out there?
I've hope enough. Not that it's any of your business anymore.
Your family is here, and so is your responsibility. You... Much as a tolerance to me.
Oh.
I did it.
Oh, I don't want to change actually.
Don't mind me, Father. My keepsake collection. Just what the house contractor ordered.
75. Can I buy anything cool? No, just take health.
Closer to the surface.
Asphodel.
Made it to Asphodel. Delicious.
I don't really use this.
Extra blessing.
Oboe Hermes.
Easy does it. Skull crushers.
Where is he? Ooh.
You're nothing.
Oh, what's good there, cuz? Who am I kidding? We can go.
It's really good.
The haste of Hermes.
Ooh, papa.
What? Singing? Here?
Come on in.
Hello.
Hey, you must be the Hades kid. How's it going then, Your Royal Majesty? Nice to meet you. I'm Eurydice. What brings a big, important guy like you up to a place like this?
Hi there. No need for formalities. I'm Zagreus. Just heading out on some official business past the minister.
Well, don't you have your hands full, hun? I'll let you go. But there's one rule in my place, which is nobody leaves here empty-handed. You got that? So take your pick. My treat. Freshly made.
I'm taking that nectar, baby.
Cheers. Thanks again.
Later then, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
The witch's circle.
Yeah. Oh. Big mistake, huge. Crap.
Witchcraft. What can you do?
Your hunt has evidently not been going very well so far, I see.
Oh, cast. Should I go with creep? Cast ain't that strong, is it? Yeah, whatever. Where's only one second? Can I get him? Ow. It's not doing a very good job of homing into enemies. Ooh. Does it make me impervious? What is it, this one? Yeah, just impervious. Okay. I need a full gauge for it to be worth.
Now let's be reasonable, no? Come get shot.
Ooh. None whom I know approaches agility or athletic. He puts this purely skill to a specific use. The messenger. Cool. I got money.
No urns permitted in this chamber.
Sorry, bro.
Glad you're still in one piece.
$59. It might be good on bosses. For 6 seconds? Okay, maybe not that good.
I can use this.
Having traversed the flaming river Phlegethon to gain this vantage point, relentless Zagreus must now confront a foe of unimaginable savagery.
Anyone know if
Spoil the
it's
surprise, old
multiplicative?
man.
Damn. Okay. Ooh.
Remember me?
Oh. Oh. What? I was in range? It's disappointing. It was going good.
Hydra.
Oh, hey there, Deusa. How's your endless toil treating you?
Mr. Hypnos, do you maybe think that you could, keep an eye on the procession line before Lord Hades, like you were supposed to?
Oh, that's no problem. I can definitely do.
Good, then. Glad we had the chance to chat. Now, maybe get some sleep or something.
Get on it, Hypnos.
Oop.
How goes it, Shades? Wonder what jobs the house contractor has available.
I see you
Hello.
decided to come home. Changed your mind yet? Or looking for more pain and suffering?
More pain and suffering for sure. After all, you taught me to appreciate the finer things.
You keep telling yourself that, boy. But mark you my words, sooner or later, this life that you have chosen.
Good talk.
Lounge, decor. I really would tie the room together.
What time is it? That's right. Rug switching time.
Would that your sense of taste exceeded rugs?
Hello.
You're serious. You're really giving that to me. I mean, I'll take it off your head.
It's really what I want. And I sincerely hope we can move past our differences. Not that turning in this contraband has anything to do with that. What are your sisters up to these days, Meg?
We're stretched a little thin, as you can see. Some kind of war up there meant lots of business here. I'm left to hold the line.
Oh, her whip is very much notorious. These parts. Ooh. Yet his meticulous veneer gives way to impatience frequently enough. This resentment extends to his never-ending work. Ball.
Got anything good?
3 for 25? That's a steal.
Chthonic keys. Nyx, I have to ask you something. Are you certain that my search isn't in vain? My mother, what if she's gone?
Your mother yet lives. There can be no other explanation. For if she did not, she would be with us, here. She was a good woman. Stately. Kind. I wish to raise you.
I think I turned out okay.
Gonna hurt.
Looks good, I guess.
Really ties the room together.
Fated list of minor prophecies.
30.
Darkness, give me strength. Power. Skelly, you mentioned the ancient bit of blood I found in Tartarus. Know what I'm supposed to...
Wouldn't know a thing about it. Definitely doesn't have anything to do with those infernal arms of yours, some of which appear to still be
Unlock
Okay.
those first, then, huh? Aegis, shield of chaos, lend me your power. Let's see here.
This is back shot? Yeah, back shots.
This ought to be interesting. Goddess Athena.
Oh, I throw it.
Go swung someplace else.
It's such a cruelty that your father hid the knowledge of your birth and life from us, my cousin.
Yes, with the shame. Dash is really good.
Divine protection. That's what you get. Let me see.
Ooh. Hammer time.
Let's see how quickly I can slay you all. It's just the edge I need.
Ooh, it's pretty good.
My shield grows stronger.
Oh.
How many now?
Damn. Poor. Yeah, that was the only good one. Athena.
Lady Athena.
And the flag of casters. Oh, backshot build.
Ready, lads? That's what you get.
You're getting somewhere, man. I understand you made it up to Asphodel before. Now that...
Ooh, longer this way, good. I honestly save it for the queue. The call doesn't seem too crazy. Hmm. Five point 15 damage a second. Hmm. Yeah, okay. But you gotta get more health, so it's worth. Ooh. G.
All right. I'm back here.
Chaos.
All-seeing artifact that sprang from me after the dawn of time. It is considered a defensive instrument, I do believe. Though I suspect you have discovered, or soon shall discover, it is nothing of the sort.
More health, that is kind of the goal, or damage. Health. Was that the, what does it say? More enemies. Okay. It's good thing I didn't pick the trap one, man. I've been dead. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, that hit.
I'm out.
I don't have money though. No money. Pump grenade.
Gods grant me strength.
That's pretty good.
Juicy. Oh,
Meg.
You're not escaping death this time here, Zagreus. You ready to go home?
No, not just yet, though. Thanks for asking, Meg. If you intend.
Well, I appreciate the warning. Now prepare to die.
Ooh. Ow. Oh! Not a good start.
Oh, damn it.
Slow down, Hannah. Run for the little man.
Oh.
Got you that time, Meg.
Thank you.
This holds some sort of power, but for what?
Yeah, let me.
I didn't see you coming.
Well, I did.
Gain cast for 6 encounters, or just heal.
Should I take the trade? Up we go. Got it. The Bone Hydra awaits. Bloodless.
Get him.
Better.
Perilous foes. Am I crazy? Oh, up. Interesting. Did he die?
I can't.
Ugh.
You probably caught yourself thinking, Hermes sure is quick. So how come it took so long for him to show up in the first place? Well, I'm afraid that's not for you to know. But it's not because I was late. Not late for anything.
Dash is goated. Not very good. Now the question is, do I like my boons? Pretty good.
Who's there?
Hello.
I'd say make yourself at home, hon, but you look like you got cooler places to be. Coming right up.
Wow.
Why, thank
After
you.
party.
Bye now.
Stay cool.
Ooh.
You are the son of Night herself, they say. A fascinating character, ill-liked upon Olympus, although I myself have always longed to meet her.
It would give me a reason to use Q, but not quite often, which is pretty good.
This is my fight.
Could Zeus offer me lightning on it? Ooh. Oh.
That'll keep me alive.
Nah, I have my tooth. I don't need it.
Why, it's the barge of death.
The boats. Oh, I forgot I had that.
wanted.
Aries.
If and when you reach the surface, Agrius, you call upon me then and there, all right? I'll personally see to it that you'll be escorted up to Olympus and your quest shall be complete.
Heat. Your attack commits a chain. This could be really good.
Oh, good. This has to be the chamber renovation I put in.
Ooh, 100. That's 40. How many hits do I get? I got 4 hits. Times 4, 16. That's only 16 amount of damage.
Nice and cool.
$275. Damn it! A bit short.
You must have a lot of stops around these parts, don't you, Caron? I'll just have a look around.
Where's Charon? Oh, here it is. Yeah, go boom.
I'll take this one.
I see the people of the underworld has found the means to reach you with my blessing, nephew.
After you take damage, your foe is struck by lightning. Damn.
Don't you have something to say to me?
Damn, I took 60 hits of damage. Diamond.
That's what you get. Should have found me something good back home.
Jolt's good, dash is good.
Just what I need,
Replenish.
except never gone this far. There.
I'm in.
The fields of Elysium.
Elysium. Well, House of Hades, Tartarus, Asphodel, Chaos.
Bright swords. That eyeball, is that him?
Faster bull rush, dash strike. Dash strike.
Should work. Long spears.
Oh.
It's regenerating.
More valuable? Nah. Maybe I should. I'm not getting any ammo.
Great shields.
Get him.
Good.
Richard Potts. Have money. Do I even want more wrath? What would he give me? What would he give? His call might be good. I could just probably get more here. Hey, look, here it is.
Don't spend it all in one place.
I knew that foul boatman would come through and you would find amongst his...
Oh, hell yeah, what the hell?
The war is on.
Obble, Aphrodite. Aphrodite! I still need an attack.
Soul-sucking butterflies.
No. Do this. Oh, there's still one?
Won't catch this soul, thanks.
Max life? Brother.
That's good. Looks like a good batch.
Hermes.
Split this. You want to die again?
Oh, get him.
You had it coming.
Caster special's pretty good. What's my cast? What is my cast? Can I see? It's either one of these two.
Moving right along.
Yeah, I'll go with these.
Struck Rose. Colorful.
Ow. I'm getting 2 usages being it. Okay, let's calm down now. Oh, wow, he is hitting. Oh, I thought I had one. I don't have it. Not ideal. I think I do go this way. My tooth has been used up. This is ambrosia.
Oh, wow.
Hold, fiend. You'll walk walk not one more step toward the light of day, so long as I am here.
2 against 1. Seems hardly fair. Ah, well. Let's kill him and be done, King.
Theseus?
A naked attempt to sway me from my convictions. Defend yourself, you blackguard, and may the gods show you some mercy, for I shall not.
Yep.
Cower all you wish. My blessed spear shall find you anyway.
Whoa. Chill. Oh. What? Okay, well, not looking good.
It will take you more than that to vanquish me.
I just had no damage. My damage is weak.
Oh, that bull hits rather hard.
for like an hour, no? It's nuts. We'll do one run before we switch to crocheting.
I'm up. Wow, I can't believe you took on the Minotaur. No way! No wonder you're back here. Everyone knows that he's unstoppable, especially me. Hey, next you run into him, could you get his autograph for me?
No.
Hey. Oh. Combos.
You are not to aid him in these matters, Nyx. His foolishness is to be scorned and reprimanded, not indulged.
We have an understanding, Hades, yes. He is your own son, after all, and therefore your responsibility. I, in turn, have my commitments to this realm and to this house. You have aided me in them, so I remain, as ever, in your debt.
It is not necessary to remind me. Surely all those who once defied my brothers and myself would much prefer a post within my house over eternity within the lowest depths of Tartarus. Not that the darkness there would trouble you.
The display.
I hate it when they fight.
Oh, no idea. Any pauses? Okay, let's look crazy. I'm checking something. Checking something. Weird. How do I get through? Very bizarre, let's say. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, that's the court musician's sentence. Long past due.
In the name of Hades, I commute our court musician sentencing effective now.
Orpheus, my goat.
Oh, hello, Zagreus. I understand you liberated me from my eternal punishment. And so I have...
Orpheus, you're back. Look, don't get on Father's bad side like that and you're going to be fine. Besides... Right.
I grieve for you, my friend. But if you've come to ask me for a song, why... I'm afraid I must stand firm about my answer.
Oof.
It's all right. Father can't make you sing if you don't want to.
I'd ask you join me for a drink, lad, but I know you've a task ahead of you, and liquor dulls the senses. Fortunately so, under most circumstances except yours. Leave me to it, will you?
Some other time, Achilles. Give me the best deal you've got.
And nectar for a diamond? That doesn't seem very weird. I want 4. Ooh, yeah.
I think I'll take it.
Still can't fish. Ooh, what is this?
Thanatos, featured servant of the house.
Of course.
I gotta tell you something, Zagreus. I'm not getting any more used to losing to you like this. I mean, you don't even stop to rub it in. You know how humiliating that is.
Wait, you're saying you would feel less ashamed about the outcomes of our fights if I were to gloat more?
You know what doesn't make any sense? That you keep beating me. I must be getting sloppy if I'm that predictable. Too bad none of the other wretches I have to deal with put up much of a fight.
Oof. Straight up, dog.
I'll keep putting up a fight if it's any consolation.
Here, have some more ambrosia. Nectar.
Such gifts won't stay my whip when next we meet out there.
I realize it. And
I hope you do.
Oh. Do something.
Hi, Your Highness. I just wanted you to know that if you do get out, we are going to miss you.
Oh, I should have given her the nectar first.
Was bound to happen, really.
The reluctant magician.
Tartarus is gloomy enough without Orpheus in it. I feel different.
Much of the softness of the richly woven rug the prince procured cannot...
I guess it's soft. What's going on, Skelly?
Boyo, next time you make it to the big VIP area upstairs, you watch out for those weapon-wielding gents out there. The eyeball soul thing that pops out when you beat them, you gotta squash those too, or else they'll grab their gear.
Crush the soul.
Hmm.
Open up. Baratha, the Eternal Spear. Join my pursuit.
What is that?
Get anything good?
Hold the spin attack. This one will benefit health-wise.
Should help.
I think I want her call.
Must be a Varatha, isn't it? Your father.
%50 crit chance on my attack. Ooh, this would be good though.
Artemis, guide my hand.
Oh!
Let me have it.
I should have given her the boon. I love her boons.
The deepest reaches of the underworld. The void from which all life and consciousness sprang forth during the dawn of time. The realm of chaos.
Could you keep it down?
I sensed a certain rumbling here within the bowels of the earth. It is as though it had ingested something.
Backshot special. Each time you special, don't. Ow. Nectar.
Now what? Who's next? Sweet. More wretches.
Oh, you don't hold your weapon when it's out. When you're not attacking him.
Zeus.
So my elusive Artemis has shown you favor, has she? The little scamp. She seldom shows respect to anyone, not even me. But I'll enhance her blessing nonetheless.
Ooh. Whoa. It's heroic, though. I guess.
Artemis won't mind. That's something.
Is there a tier above heroic? Oh. Hello? Chain? Hello?
They'll fear me with this spear. Let's go, lads.
Ooh, they hit.
Anyone else?
Oh, Zack, look, I know you're not in a good spot right now. You must be really out of sorts. Though maybe this might numb the pain a bit.
Max health. Ooh, it goes so hard. These two are so good.
Who doesn't love this stuff?
Stop him, Riches, now!
This is just a time-based one, right?
Then here we go. Dust.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
At least I'm picking up some
I
coin.
should just run.
Work faster next time.
Now to collect.
Money? Should I get? I need an easy room.
Kieran's shop.
Oh, his boat. Thank you. health, bro.
Just what I need.
Did I already have the benefit? Where is it?
Better blessing.
This is a bright cursor? Oh, it's because it... Weird. Mimic. Run, so we can start crocheting.
How bad could it be?
We have a pest problem.
Let's make this quick.
Back to the lowest depths with them.
There we are.
Yeah, I need more health.
Getting stronger. We meet again.
So, tell me something, Zach, because I'm curious. Do your Olympian relatives know the real reason you've been trying to escape?
I'll get around to that in due time. They're family. They'll understand, no doubt.
You're in over your head, you idiot. You'll fray what bonds are left between Lord Hades.
Oh! She has range. Whoa.
And that does it. I'll make you pay. Why?
I did it. Blood.
Tartarus.
Megara failed again.
They're asking how come all my keepsakes are here. Might help.
Did I switch it? Yeah, I switched it.
Do I still need these?
That's ridiculous.
Next floor. Done. Love that sulfur smell. Stand down or suffer.
Where they at? I can get that to be faster to go forward.
Course is set.
The two upgrades. I have one boon. Would it be these two? These, yeah, this one and this one. They'd both be upgraded, but I don't think this one would upgrade.
Come in. So what'll it be this time? Sure, here.
So good.
Nothing. What? I got scammed. Here.
Eurydice, thank you for making me feel welcome in your pleasant home.
Oh, that's awful sweet of you, Your Royal Majesty. bringing me fresh ingredients like this. Know what?
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Acorn.
See you again.
Take it easy.
Up.
Dragons. Okay.
Dragon? This is really good. What should he give me? Just attack? I don't have anything else. I have a dash. Chaos can help boost my Q. That could go hard. I really want the one. Ooh, decisions. Okay.
Hit me. In the name of Hades.
Worth more. Gain 35. I'm not gonna. Specials it.
No use.
I'm going for health so that when I'm below 35, I can do more damage. Oh,
Curse of chaos.
forgot. Ooh. Oh.
Lady Artemis, I hope that you'll accept this offering for all your kindness.
Hey, thank you for this, really. And I've just the thing to offer in return. It's just a gift, okay?
Lady Artemis, you honor me.
Thank you.
Olympus, I accept this message.
We're getting critical. Why am I not healing? What's up with that? Don't I have that thing? I don't. I thought I did. I've been being so reckless because I thought I did.
You've been all ready for my pop, haven't you, Coach?
What a fool I've been. Come on. Come on, son.
Get back in the magma and no one gets hurt.
Oh. Oh. Come on.
Any more heads you'd like chopped off?
Speared, baby.
No?
Just as we were finishing cleaning up Amicia.
No. Cast is this back shots? No.
Let's think about this. Closer. Good.
Only have 3 boons.
Dead must have it pretty good up here. Oh, that was from Chaos.
Oh! I forgot about it. I forgot I'm not supposed to.
That one's regenerating. He's fully recovered.
No way. Dude, I am throwing.
Come on out. The curse of chaos has been lifted.
Open with a spin attack. It could be huge. It's a larger area. This one might be good.
That should do it. Message for me. Olympus, I accept this message.
Oof.
What do we have?
Pomegranate.
Easy.
Ow. Ow. I need Dionysus. I'm docking critical.
Got some zest. Here goes nothing.
Interloper.
Oh, big mistake. I'm not doing much damage here.
You lived through all that.
There.
Karon. Karon. Karon the goat.
Should come in useful.
Would a dash rift really be good?
Power of Olympus.
That extra percent's gonna go hard. Could go for a health. I do need health. I'm gonna die. Whoa. What? What?
Fought to Elysium and back.
Oh, that was good.
It says here that you got stuck like a piece of meat on a spit, but
Okay, buddy.
Oh well.
Okay, buddy.
The sealed weapons by your chambers. Your father won't observe their absence, I don't think. They remind him of a time he stood together with his brothers and sisters.
Power that once sealed away the Titans.
Hello.
You called upon your humble court musician, as I understand, Lord Hades, sir.
Well, Orpheus, if you're quite finished with your little stint within the depths of Tartarus, I'd like to ask again. Play us a song.
Oh, that. I must apologize again, Lord Hades, sir, for I'm afraid that I've no wish to sing as yet, in spite of your...
Is that so? Why then I'll go ahead and wait. I've all the patience in the world.
He's in trouble.
Patient guy.
Hey, that's new. This ought to help Orpheus keep his boundless libraries of music in order. Just have to fill it in.
A library. I can get both.
Since Father's not paying us any heed, what say we go with this assignment, contractor?
Added a chambers.
Your asking price, good contractor. Well worth the fruits of your hard work, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Nix isn't around. Let's see here.
Hello. Take this.
Prince, I'm really grateful for this, really, and I thought...
Thanks, Miss Dusa.
Thank you.
And there she goes again. Meg? Meg. Oh, I was not expecting company. Were you just casually snooping, or is there something I can help you with?
I was just leaving Zagreus. Happened to be in the area, no thanks to you, and thought I'd go retrieve the last of my possessions. I have to say, you've really let this place go to hell.
Great. Wonderful. I guess we'll just go back to killing each other repeatedly then. This one's for you, Three Fates. Achilles' Codex. I'm getting somewhere with it. Darkness is power.
I need 10 keys. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Phew, felt that.
Hey, something back. Pal, thanks again for that nectar bottle from before. Stuff just goes right through me like you won't believe. Though I hope you're not...
What, Skelly? You worried something bad is going to happen if I express...
No, I'm worried you'll be wasting your time. If you give that stuff away, don't expect to get anything back. Well, not after the first time, anyway. Usually. I'm just saying, don't get your hopes up.
Oof.
Maybe I just want to show thanks to my friends for it.
Sure.
Another weapon. Care to accompany me? A new addition to the old collection.
Chance to be rare better. In the final counter. Ooh, that's alright, I guess. Oop. Alright. Here, I want to talk to this guy again, just to make sure he's good. Quit it. Spot it. Watch. Oh, look at that. We do. Oof, what is this? Oh, it's loud. Oh, check it.
Yarn
This
over,
is
pull through,
new meta, brother.
yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then you can mark that stitch.
Calm down. Load. I gotta change stuff up.
Over 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece, a blind poet known as Homer, along with the most famous authors, playwrights, and historians of their day, would record the tales known to us as Greek mythology. They would speak of the great heroes of the land, the mighty gods of Olympus, and the mortal men and women who were unfortunate enough to get in their way. But who was Zeus, and why did he wage a war against his own father and send a great flood to wipe out humanity? How was mankind created by Prometheus, and why were the horrors of the world unleashed from Pandora's box? What awaited the souls of the dead in the realm of Hades, and how were monsters such as the Hydra, the Cyclops, and Medusa slain by famous heroes? From the 12 labours of Hercules to the Trojan War, this is the entire story of Greek mythology. In the beginning, there was only chaos, a great void of emptiness. But from the chaos sprung Gaia Earth, as well as Eros love. They were then joined by night and day, who would put an end
Make
to
sure
the
you don't
reign
miss
of
it or you're
Erebus,
beating your very
darkness,
last stitch,
with the eternal
so you make
cycle
sure
of
that you get
dusk
it every
and
single
dawn
time.
emerging.
So now row 2 is
Lastly
done,
would come
and
Tartarus,
this
the
next row
deepest
is
depths
going
of
to
the
be the
world,
same
where
up double
condemned
crochet
souls
cell.
would be sent for
And again,
punishment.
every time you start in
But these would not be the only
chain
primordial
1
beings to emerge.
and turn.
For Gaia would birth one more, Uranus, the sky.
And again, this first V is our
The
chain
two
1,
would then unite
and our
and
first
produce
stitch is
12
going to be
children,
the
6
next
sons
V.
and 6 daughters. These children would be known as the Titans. Among them was Oceanus, a great river that encircled the world. He would be joined by his brother Hyperion, the sun, who would ride his great chariot across the sky, shining light down upon the earth. But when day became night, his daughter Selene, the moon, would emerge, shining her light into the darkness. But Uranus was a cruel father to the Titans, locking his children deep within the earth. To escape, they would look to their mother Gaia, who fashioned an indestructible sickle that she gifted to her youngest and strongest son Cronus. Cronus would patiently wait, and when Uranus next came to lie with his mother, he would jump out and slice off his father's genitals, which fell into the sea. From them would spawn Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, and the first of a new generation.
She's testicles.
Having defeated his father Uranus with the sickle, Cronus would take his place as ruler of the world. But his reign was not to last, as Cronus would have 3 sons and 3 daughters with his sister Rhea, with these children becoming known as the gods. Cronus, however, was just as cruel as his own father, and having recently been informed that one of his children was prophesied to overthrow him, would swallow each of them whole as they were born. Only one would escape this horrible fate, with Zeus, the youngest of his children, being saved by his mother Rhea. Fate, each of them whole as they were born.
Rip Poseidon.
Only one would escape this horrible fate, with Zeus, the youngest of his children, being saved by his mother Rhea. Not wanting to lose her last child, Rhea would hide Zeus on Mount Ida in Crete, and instead feed her husband a rock dressed in infant's clothing, with the Titan consuming it none the wiser. Zeus would be raised by his grandmother Gaia on the island,
I need to put like a
being
rating.
hidden away until he reached manhood, and was strong enough to challenge his father. When the time came, Zeus would return, striking down Cronus and releasing his siblings from his father's stomach. With his brothers and sisters now at his side, Zeus would wage a war for 10 long years against the Titans,
Alright,
releasing from
okay.
the depths of the earth the
Add
100-handed
things.
giant, as well as the Cyclopses, legendary craftsmen, who would forge Zeus a mighty thunderbolt, Poseidon a trident, and Hades a hat of invisibility, turning
Whoa,
the
got a hat.
side. From his caged manhood, he raised by his grandmother Gaia on the island, being hidden away until he reached manhood, and was strong enough to challenge his father. When the time came, Zeus would return, striking down Cronus and releasing his siblings from his father's stomach.
Oh,
With
they
his
were
brothers
alive.
and sisters now at his side, Zeus would wage a war for 10 long years against the Titans, releasing from the depths of the earth the 100-handed giant, as well as the Cyclopses, legendary craftsmen, who would forge Zeus a mighty thunderbolt, Poseidon a trident, and Hades a hat of invisibility, turning the tide of the war. With the Titans defeated, Zeus would imprison them in Tartarus, deep within the earth, where they would remain in torment for eternity. Having led the Titans in battle, a special punishment would be reserved for Atlas, who was cursed to hold the sky on his shoulders forever. Only a few Titans would escape punishment, with Themis, the Titan of law and order, and her son Prometheus, who had allied with Zeus at the start of the conflict, being pardoned and allowed to live their lives amongst the gods. With the world now free of the Titans' rule, the three brothers, Zeus, Poseidon and Hades, would decide what realm each would claim, with Zeus receiving the sky, Poseidon the sea, and Hades the underworld, where the spirits of the dead would reside. Taking up home on Mount Olympus, Zeus and his fellow gods would become known as the 12 Olympians, ruling over mortals and monsters alike.
Prometheus. This guy stole fire, no?
While the gods now ruled Earth, Prometheus, one of the only Titans spared, was not satisfied with its inhabitants. He saw only beasts, mindless creatures that were barely worthy of attention. And so Prometheus would fashion man from clay, sculpting his new creation in the image of the gods. But Prometheus was not content with his new creation, as man dwelled in the caves just like other beasts. And so he gave them fire, a great primordial flame that would allow them to emerge from the cave, to fashion tools and rise from the darkness. Man would soon come to rule over all other creatures, but Zeus was not happy. He wanted them to show gratitude to the gods, and so demanded that an animal sacrifice be made at each meal, but left it to Prometheus to decide what part of the animal would be offered. But Prometheus's loyalty lay with man rather than the gods, so wanting to give them an advantage, he would kill a bull and divide it into 2 parts, presenting both to Zeus. On one side lay the tender and juicy meat, hidden under the unappealing stomach of the beast. On the other side lay the bare bones of the animal, concealed by a thick layer of delicious fat. Zeus would choose the parcel covered in fat to be offered to the gods, but when he stripped away the top layer to discover that only bones remained, he would become enraged, and so decided to punish man by taking away the fire Prometheus had gifted them. But without fire, man went back into darkness, retreating into the caves. Wanting to save his creation, Prometheus would scale Mount Olympus to steal the fire of the gods. With his great torch in hand, he would return to Earth, gifting his creation fire and allowing civilization to start once again. When Zeus looked down to see fire on Earth yet again, he was furious, taking Prometheus and chaining him to the side of a mountain. Each day, Prometheus would lay in torment, as Zeus sent an eagle to feast on his liver. But as Prometheus was immortal, each night the liver would grow back, only to be consumed once again the following day. On and on the punishment would go, with his suffering continuing for millennia.
Pandora.
But Zeus was not done, and wished to punish humanity further, asking Hephaestus to craft a being capable of inflicting great suffering upon man. And so, taking up clay from the earth, Hephaestus would shape the first woman. From Aphrodite, she gained her emotions and beauty, and from Zeus, woman. And so, being capable of inflicting great suffering upon man. And so, taking
I
up
give
clay
them
from the
women.
earth, Hephaestus would shape the first woman. From Aphrodite, she gained her emotions and beauty, and from Zeus, an insatiable curiosity. Hermes would give her the gift of speech, but also grant her her name, Pandora, meaning all gifts, as she had received an offering from each of the gods. Pandora was then given a final gift by the gods, a sealed box that she was told contained special gifts, but was forbidden from ever opening. Zeus would then instruct Hermes to deliver Pandora to Earth, where she would soon marry the Titan Epimetheus, the brother of Prometheus. Prometheus had advised his brother not to take anything from the gods, but he was so struck by Pandora's beauty that he accepted her without thought. For a time, the two would live happily together, exploring nature and having a daughter named Pyrrha, who brought them great joy. But in all her curiosity, Pandora's mind would always wander back to the box. As days turned to weeks and weeks to months, her curiosity turned into a burning desire. Finally, she could resist no more, peeking into the box to see what was inside. But the moment she did, a great cloud filled the air. Out sprung all the evils Prometheus had kept away from man, with greed and envy, as well as old age and disease, all escaping into the world. By the time Pandora managed to close the lid, there was only one thing remaining inside: hope. It was to be Zeus's greatest punishment, for with hope, men would cling on to their lives through all adversity, ensuring they endured the hardships that now burdened them for the rest of time.
Damn.
And so ended the golden age of man, a perfect time where humanity lived without care or worry. Never growing old, they would live off the wild fruits of the land, enjoying all that nature had to offer. But with old age escaping from Pandora's box, their time on Earth had come to an end. Next would come the Age of Silver, and then the Age of Bronze, where man would become arrogant, failing to worship the gods, and forging weapons to wage war on each other. Vicious and cruel, man would draw the anger of Zeus, who was so appalled by man's lust for war, would decide that humanity deserved nothing more than to be completely wiped from the earth. The only feasible option he saw to do this was to unleash a great flood upon the world. And so, he asked his brother Poseidon to gather all his strength and strike his trident upon the deepest depths of the ocean. The wave created was so powerful that it would eclipse the tallest mountains, crashing down upon the cities of man below. Rains would pour from the heavens, and winds would strike the water until it consumed all the eye could see. Those who survived would soon succumb to starvation, until finally all dry land had disappeared. There would only be two survivors, Pyrrha, the daughter of Pandora, and Deucalion, the son of Prometheus. They had been forewarned by Prometheus that a great flood was coming, and so had built a ship to survive the coming destruction. Their little boat would survive the ravages of shameful Pandora, and there would only be two survivors, Pyrrha, the daughter of Pandora, and Deucalion, the son of Prometheus. They had been forewarned by Prometheus that a great flood was coming, and so had built a ship to survive the coming destruction. Their little boat would survive the ravages of Poseidon's great storm, drifting alone in the vast oceans while they mourned for their fallen kin. They would soon drift towards Mount Parnassus, the peak of which remained the only place the oceans had not consumed. Believing his job was done, Zeus would command the rains to cease and for the waters to recede, with the earth becoming calm once again. But although the earth was now still, it was devoid of all human life. Deucalion and Pyrrha would then ask the gods how they could rebuild humanity, with the Titan Themis being sent to answer their prayers. To bring back their fellow man, Themis instructed that they each travel along the mountain, throwing stones behind their backs as they went. Day after day and night after night, they would each throw stones behind them, with those thrown by Deucalion growing into men, and those by Pyrrha into women. And so it was that humanity was born once again. With the crimes of their ancestors washed away, they were granted a second chance, able to choose a path of their own making. Only time would tell if they would be as brutal and destructive as those who had preceded them. But this time, humanity would be protected, for on Mount Parnassus, Deucalion had found a gift, a tool so secure that not even the gods of Olympus could breach it, something that would keep humanity safe for the rest of time. Nord's ultimate security package. You too can reclaim control over your digital privacy and gain access to malware protection that warns you about unsafe sites and scans and deletes any files that could harm your device. A data breach scanner to check if your passwords, email address, or credit card details have been leaked. An ad blocker that prevents all those annoying pop-up ads and banners, allowing for a smoother online experience. A privacy tool that stops third-party websites and online spies from tracking your activity. A cross-platform password manager that can back up any passwords you choose in an encrypted vault. A dark web monitor that scans the dark web for your personal information, helping protect you against account lockouts and identity theft. 24/7 customer support, and to top it all off,
Right here,
to the
half double
fastest VPN
stitch
on
is
the
going to be
market.
our last half double crochet before we start our single crochets. So let's take out the stitch marker,
Access geo-restricted content from the likes of YouTube,
do
and
our
Netflix,
last
and
half double
bypass
crochet,
internet censorship, all while keeping your data
and then put our
private
stitch
and
marker
secure.
back in.
What's even better is that you don't even need to have the VPN turned on for all of their features to work. Simply click on the threat protection option, toggle on the features you want, and let them run in the background, keeping your device protected and secure. If you have any device connected to the internet, you need NordVPN's ultimate security package. Protect yourself online. Click the link in the description or pinned comment, and go to nordvpn.com/thelifeguide. Once there, make sure you click Grab Deal. This will give you access to the best prices available. What's even better
Stitches, and we're going to do a single crochet into each of these stitches.
For just £3 a month.
And remember to go into
It
the
helps
back
support
loop
the
only.
channel and is completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Zeus, the king of the gods, ruled from his throne on Mount Olympus, with his symbols of the thunderbolt and eagle becoming omens to humanity. Zeus was responsible for all weather changes, from thunderstorms to raging blizzards depending on his mood. The Greeks considered Zeus the greatest of the gods, with those who bowed before him receiving good fortune, and those who dared to defy him subjected to terrible punishments. Having now taken control of the world, Zeus would look for a wife to rule by his side. But the king of the gods was famous for his infidelity, with him having no less than 7 wives during his reign. The first to marry Zeus would be the nymph Metis, the goddess of wisdom, with her soon falling pregnant with his child. But Zeus had been warned by his grandparents, Gaia and Uranus, that Metis was destined to bear him a treacherous son, who would one day take his throne. Seeing no other choice, Zeus would swallow Metis before she gave birth, in the hopes of avoiding the prophecy. But after he did so, Zeus would begin to suffer a terrible headache, with the pain becoming so intense that he would ask for his head to be split open with an axe. From the gap in his forehead would spring the child Metis had been carrying inside her, a daughter named Athena, the goddess of war and wisdom, fully grown and ready to take her place as one of the Olympians. Zeus's second wife would be his aunt Themis, the titan of justice and law, who had betrayed her own kind to side with the gods during their war with the Titans. The pair would only have 3 children together. However, they would come to garner great power over the mortal world.
Clotho.
Known as the 3 Fates, these sisters would become the goddesses of destiny, spinning a thread of life that would determine the road each individual soul would take. The youngest sister would be known as Clotho, the spinner, as she was responsible for spinning the thread of each human life as they were born, controlling if and when a soul was created. It was only through Clotho's great power that a new life would come to be. Her older sister, Lachesis, the Allotter, would determine the fate of each person. Using her rod, Lachesis would measure the length and nature of every thread spun upon Clotho's spindle, and in doing so, would plot out the duration as well as every major event of each human life. And finally, the eldest and most feared sister would be known as Atropos, the Unturning. When a mortal's allotted time on Earth had come to an end, Atropos would take her great shears and end their life by cutting through the thread. Zeus would go on to have many more wives, fathering numerous gods and goddesses alike.
3 Graysons?
But for his seventh and final wife, he would take his older sister Hera, the goddess of women and marriage, with Zeus having finally found a queen to rule by his side.
Where's that one guy? Hercules.
Finally found
Hercules,
the goddess of women and marriage, with
Artemis.
Zeus having finally found sister Hera. But for his seventh and final numerous gods and goddesses alike. But for his
he's not here.
and final wife, he would take
Trippin'.
his older sister Hera, the goddess of women and marriage, with Zeus having finally found a queen to rule by his side. But even after his marriage to Hera, Zeus's lustful eye would extend beyond the heavens, with the king of the gods continuing to pursue other women. Fathering countless children, Zeus would be related to nearly every god and hero, with him often disguising himself to gain the affection of women who drew his eye. One such woman, Europa, was the princess of the city Tyre, and sister to the famous hero Cadmus. One day, as she was picking flowers by the coast, Europa would draw the attention of Zeus, with the king of the gods deciding to claim her as his own. To hide his infidelity from Hera, Zeus decided to transform himself into a magnificent white bull before travelling down to Earth. Upon seeing
A bull, you say?
Crochets from the and
To restart this.
crochet before the loop through all 3 loops through 3, 4, and 5. So after we do our 5 single crochets, we're going to pause and do half double crochets. So we're going to take out our stitch marker and we're going to do half double crochet in the back loop only. Again, that's yarn over, go in from the top through the V and under just the back loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops.
Boom.
And then you can mark that stitch we just made. And that'll tell you that that's the last half double crochet before we start single crochets for next row. Then we'll move on to the next.
Alright, back to video.
Europa would be mesmerised by its beauty, and so decided to climb upon its back. The moment she mounted him, however, Zeus would set out at full speed, sprinting straight into the sea. Screaming in terror, Europa would grip desperately to the bull's horns as it ran across the vast ocean. To reassure the terrified princess, Zeus would decide to reveal his true identity, telling her he was not merely a beast, but instead the king of the gods. The two would eventually arrive at Crete, the island on which Zeus was hidden as a child, where she would bear him many children. Their offspring would eventually become some of the most renowned men of Greece, with Minos, the king of Crete and owner of the legendary Minotaur, being amongst them. To commemorate his love for Europa, Zeus would name the continent where they stood Europe in her honour, and would recreate the image of the white bull in the stars, which would become known as the constellation Taurus.
The more you know.
Hera, wife of Zeus and queen of the gods, was the protector of marriage and women, being deeply respected in Greek society. Although she was revered, she was also one of the most vengeful and spiteful gods on Mount Olympus, making her a poor match for her husband Zeus, whose numerous affairs would constantly draw her anger. Despite being his queen, Hera would only bear him 2 of the 12 Olympians, Ares and Hephaestus, with the other gods coming from Zeus's numerous affairs. One of Zeus's most insulting acts of infidelity would be with the Princess Io, one of Hera's most devoted priestesses. When Hera came to investigate in an attempt to protect Io from his wife, Zeus would transform her into a beautiful white cow. But the queen of the gods was not fooled by the deception, and knowing that she had caught Zeus red-handed, would demand that he gift her the white cow as a present. Knowing that refusing the request would only confirm Hera's suspicions, Zeus saw little choice but to accept, with Hera locking Io in a cave, where she would be guarded by the 100-eyed monster known as Argus. The perfect guardsman, Argus could sit with half his eyes asleep and the other half awake, never breaking his watch. Zeus was too terrified of Hera to intervene himself, but he would eventually send the messenger god Hermes to free the miserable Io. A master musician, Hermes decided to defeat Argus not through strength but through wit. Approaching the monster as a friend, he began playing his pipes and singing sweet lullabies until Argus began to fall asleep. As the 100th eye finally shut, Hermes would take out his sword and slay the beast before releasing Io from her prison. To thank Argus for his service, Hera would take his eyes and set them in the tail of the peacock, her favourite bird, which would become a symbol of her power. Not yet finished with Io, she would send a gadfly to torment her as she made her escape, almost driving the woman insane.
Wait, what?
With her eye finally shut, Hermes would take out his sword and slay the beast before releasing Io from her prison. To thank Argus for his service, Hera would take his eyes and set them in the tail of the peacock, her favourite bird, which would become a symbol of her power. Not yet finished with Io, she would send a gadfly to torment her as she made her escape, almost driving the woman insane. Io wandered long and far, with the sea which she ran along being named the Ionian Sea in her honour. The Bosporus, which means Ford of the Cow, would also be named to commemorate the moment she passed by during her wanderings. Io would eventually arrive at the Nile in Egypt, far away from Hera, where Zeus would finally be able to restore her human form. The two would have a child, Epiphus, with Io becoming the ancestor to many of Greece's greatest heroes, including Perseus and Heracles.
Perseus.
Heroes, including Perseus and Heracles. Leto, yet another of Zeus's lovers and the mother of Apollo and Artemis, would experience the full extent of Hera's jealous rage. After finding out Leto had laid with Zeus and fallen pregnant with twins, Hera would send the great serpent Python to torment her, forcing Leto to flee across Greece in a desperate search to find refuge and a place to give birth to her children. But Hera would forbid any city from providing her with shelter, with Leto travelling from Athens to Crete, from Lemnos to Samnos, with none willing to take her in for the fear of upsetting the queen of the gods. Only the island of Delos was willing to offer Leto refuge, but she was still unable to deliver her children, as Hera, still scheming against her, had trapped Alethea, the goddess of childbirth, on Mount Olympus, preventing any births from taking place.
Oof.
After 9
Eternal
days
pregnancy?
and nights of agonizing labour, the other goddesses would take pity on Leto, retrieving Alethea from Olympus and finally allowing her to give birth. Leto would name one child Apollo and the other Artemis, the god of archery and the goddess of the hunt, who would grow up to become fully fledged gods of Olympus. Upon the birth of the twins, towns and cities across the known world would arrange great parties in their honour. with the city of Thebes hosting the greatest celebrations of all. Yet of all the city's inhabitants, only one would not take part in the festivities: Queen Niobe, whose beauty was matched only by her arrogance.
Oof.
Boasting to all who would listen, Niobe mocked Leto for having just 2 children, arguing that as she had many more, 7 sons and 7 daughters, she should receive the honours instead. Upon hearing the insult, Leto was furious that a mortal queen would dare to disrespect her, and so sent Apollo and Artemis to the city of Thebes to enact her revenge. Raining down arrows from above, Apollo would kill each of her sons and Artemis every daughter, with Niobe left alone in despair. Distraught at the loss of her children, Niobe would flee to her homeland of Celis, crying uncontrollably and begging the gods to put an end to her pain. Taking pity on the queen, Zeus would transform her into a great stone, forever ending her suffering. Located in western Turkey and known as the Weeping Rock, Niobe can still be seen grieving to this day, with tears flooding from her eyes whenever it rains, as the water flows through the porous rock.
Pretty cool.
Queen Niobe would flee to her homeland of Celis,
I didn't
crying
quite catch this part.
uncontrollably and begging the gods to put an end to her pain. Taking pity on the queen, Zeus would transform her into a great stone, forever ending her suffering. Located in western Turkey and known as the Weeping Rock, Niobe can still be seen grieving to this day, with tears flooding from her eyes whenever it rains, as the water flows through the porous rock. Apollo, the youngest twin, was the god of archery, light and music. He was also closely linked with prophecy, with him travelling to Mount Parnassus, where the great snake python, which had chased his mother across the land, had made its home. Taking his revenge, he would slay the beast with countless shots from his golden bow, constructing a great temple where its body fell, a site that would become the home of the famous Oracle of Delphi. Known as the Pythia, the Oracle would become one of the most influential figures in ancient Greece, where anyone from great kings to common farmers went for advice. Said to be the mouthpiece of Apollo, she would inhale the vapours rising from her chamber and go into a frenzied state, delivering the god's prophecies through her psychotic and demented chanting.
Hello, Daphne.
Following his great victory over Python, a beast he had killed with over 1,000 arrows, Apollo was filled with pride, declaring himself the greatest archer to have ever lived. So proud was Apollo that when he saw Eros, the youthful god of love, holding his own bow and set of arrows, Apollo would laugh at the child, declaring that he was unfit to even wield such a weapon. Filled with rage, Eros would swear revenge against Apollo, promising to show him the full extent and true power of his bow. Following Apollo to the river Peneus, Eros would soon spot the river's daughter, the beautiful Daphne, sitting upon the shore. Taking aim with his bow, Eros would fire a gold-tipped arrow at Apollo, causing him to fall madly in love with her. Yet he would fire a second arrow at Daphne, one tipped with lead, that would make her feel nothing but disgust at the sight of Apollo. And so, as the god of archery approached Daphne, overcome with desire, she would flee at the very sight of her.
Wait, who's Daphne?
Spot the river's daughter, the beautiful Daphne, sitting upon the shore, disgust at the sight of overcome with desire. She would flee at the very sight of him, running through the forest in a desperate attempt to escape. Consumed by Eros' spell and longing to confess his love, Apollo would chase her through the woods, using his divine powers to quickly catch up.
What's the little kid name? Eros.
Terrified of the god, Daphne would cry out to her father, the river god Peneus, for help. He would answer her call, with her soon beginning to feel a great heaviness overcome her limbs. Slowing to a halt, her skin would turn to bark, and her hair to leaves, until finally, Daphne's transformation was complete. Where a young and beautiful woman had once stood, was now the first laurel tree, with Apollo using his powers of eternal youth and immortality to make the laurel tree's leaves evergreen, ensuring they kept their colour all year round. Mourning his lost love, Apollo would carry a laurel wreath wherever he went, making sure that Daphne was always close to his heart.
Oof.
Apollo's most important child would be Asclepius, a famous physician who was so skilled that he was able to bring the dead back to life. But this would draw the wrath of Hades, as these resurrections destroyed the balance of nature and deprived the underworld of new souls. To restore the natural order, Zeus would kill Asclepius with a thunderbolt. Yet, at the pleading of Apollo, Zeus would later resurrect him, with Asclepius becoming the god of healing and medicine. Asclepius would later father Hygeia, the goddess of cleanliness, from whom we derive the word hygiene.
Hygeia.
Goddess of the hunt and twin sister of Apollo, Artemis was a deadly archer, watching over hunters and ensuring that nature was kept in check. A goddess of the moon and one of the three virgin goddesses alongside Athena and Hestia, Artemis was quick to anger, protecting her chastity by any means possible. When the hunter Actaeon, a grandson of Cadmus, accidentally stumbled upon her as she lay bathing in the forest, the goddess was quick to punish him. Turning Actaeon into a deer, she would set his 50 hunting dogs upon him, with the hunter suffering a horrific and painful death for his mistake. Poseidon, brother of Zeus, ruled the seas from his magnificent palace beneath the waves. Known as the Earthshaker, Poseidon would create all earthquakes, travelling across the oceans in his golden chariot, with him stirring and calming the waters with his famous trident. One of his harshest punishments would be inflicted upon Minos, the king of Crete. After Minos refused to sacrifice his best bull to Poseidon, the god would curse Minos' wife to fall in love with the beast, which eventually led to the birth of the half-man, half-bull creature known as the Minotaur. But while he usually kept to his own domain in the seas, Poseidon would grow tired of Zeus's rule on Olympus. Alongside Athena, Hera and Apollo, Poseidon would attempt to dethrone Zeus, but the rebellion would ultimately fail. Zeus would punish Poseidon and Apollo by sending them to serve King Laomedon of Troy, where they would spend an entire year building the city's giant and famous walls. Walls that would later have to withstand the force of Greece's mightiest armies during the Trojan War. Athena, the goddess of war and wisdom and the child of Zeus and Metis, was known for her love of strategists and cunning heroes, helping many of them on their great quests. But she was also a proud goddess, and to stake her claim on the world, she decided to compete for patronage of a great city in eastern Greece, which was yet to be named. Competing against her uncle Poseidon, the two would attempt to give the city the best gift. Poseidon would strike the ground with his trident, making a stream of water rise up for all to see. But as the water was salty, it could not be used to tend the land, with the city's inhabitants unimpressed. But Athena, wanting to gift the city something they had never seen before, would place the palm of her hand on the earth, with the first olive tree emerging. Not only would it feed the people of the land, but it would also have many uses, with the oil it produced used in cooking, medicine, perfume, candles and athletics, bringing numerous benefits to the ancient world. With Poseidon hanging his head in shame, the gods would deem Athena victorious, with the city taking her name and becoming known as Athens, the capital of Greece and one of the most important cities of its era. The inventor of mathematics, Athena also had a fondness for music, inventing the trumpet and the flute, as well as being the patron of artists and craftsmen.
Cool.
She was particularly proud of her skill in weaving, although this would bring her into conflict with a young girl from Libya named Arachne. Highly skilled in the craft, Arachne would boast she was the greatest weaver to ever live, challenging Athena to a competition. They would each produce a tapestry of the gods, with the person that demonstrated the most skill being crowned victorious. The two would weave furiously for hours, until finally both pieces were complete. But to Athena's surprise, Arachne's was far better than her own. Furious, she struck Arachne on the head again and again until she dropped to the floor.
Poor
But rather
loser,
than kill
bro.
her, Athena transformed the girl into the first spider, where she would use her talents to weave beautiful webs, with the creatures known as arachnids taking her name. If you, unlike Arachne, want to avoid Athena's wrath, make sure you subscribe. And if you're feeling very generous, we've got your message highlighted for us and others to see. Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, was born from the genitals of Uranus, making her the oldest of the Olympians. A mischievous god, she would use her powers for her own amusement, making Zeus sleep with mortal women so he would have to face the anger of Hera. Responsible for sexual attraction in both mortals and the gods alike, she would often be accompanied by Eros, known to the Romans as Cupid, whose arrows could charm any creature, with the two striking love into the hearts of unsuspecting mortals across the world.
Narcissus.
For one man in particular, Eros shot many arrows into the hearts of potential lovers, who found themselves attracted to a beautiful young man who went by the name of Narcissus. While he was blessed with great beauty, he was also burdened by vanity and arrogance, taking pleasure in cruelly rejecting the advances of many women who pursued him. But soon he would cross paths with the nymph Echo. Cursed by Hera after she became the object of Zeus's affections, Echo was unable to use her voice except to copy the words of others. Echo had been in love with Narcissus for some time, but when she finally found the courage to approach him, all she could do was repeat what he said. Unamused, Narcissus would cruelly reject her too, and in doing so would crush her spirit. In her grief, she would slowly waste away until only her voice remained, a voice that can still be heard today as Echo repeats our words back to us. But Echo would not go unavenged, as Nemesis, the goddess of vengeance, had been watching. When Narcissus next bent down to drink from a lake, he would finally find the one he truly loved. Yet it was not a woman, but instead his own reflection.
Fish. Oh, never mind.
Mesmerized, he stared deeply into his own eyes, unable to turn away. For weeks he stayed by the pool, gazing at his own reflection, until finally he could endure it no more. Realizing he would never be with anyone as beautiful as himself, he would take a dagger and plunge it into his heart. From where his blood touched the earth would bloom a beautiful flower, the first Narcissus, with the word narcissist stemming from his story.
That's nuts.
But while some like Narcissus would become lost in the depths of love, others would seek endlessly to find it. One such man, Pygmalion, was a great artist from the island of Cyprus, but after many years of unlucky love, he had given up on women entirely, resigning himself to a life of solitude and instead focusing all his attention into his art. Beginning work on a new statue, Pygmalion would labour day after day until the figure of a woman would begin to appear before him. Working harder than he ever had done before, Pygmalion would spend hours chiseling the most intricate details into his
name Pygmalion?
Pygmalion would spend hours face chiseling the most intricate details into his woman of stone, shaping her slender face and carving out each lock of hair, until finally his masterpiece was complete. As he stepped back to admire his work, Pygmalion was struck by the beauty of his creation. Never before had he seen a more perfect statue, nor even a real woman who could match what he saw before him. Spending hours holding the statue's stone hands and kissing its cold and lifeless lips, Pygmalion would grow ever sadder and more lonely as he realized that he would never find a woman he loved more than the one he had carved from stone. Spending night after night in the workshop, Pygmalion would pray to the gods to bless him with a woman as perfect as his statue. But as he prayed, the stone figure behind him would begin to transform. Its cold and lifeless hair would begin to turn into long and flowing locks, while its grey and cracked skin would soften and become warm to the touch. Looking up in surprise, Pygmalion would be shocked to see a face smiling back at him, not one of stone, but one of flesh and blood. Always happy to help those seeking love, Aphrodite had answered his prayers, with the once lifeless statue introducing herself as Galatea, before stepping down from her pedestal and embracing Pygmalion with open arms. His years of loneliness and isolation finally over.
She said 30, I think she said 34 of these wrapped around her head. I don't, that's,
But while Aphrodite
this is
took joy in
5.
helping young couples find love, she was also a vain and jealous goddess, and would take revenge against those who stole the spotlight away from her. Such was the case with the Greek princess Psyche, a mortal woman who was so beautiful that it was said she surpassed the goddess of love herself. With men from every corner of the earth coming to gaze upon Psyche, they would soon forget about Aphrodite entirely, with all her altars becoming neglected and her temples falling to ruin. Furious that none were paying her attention, Aphrodite would call upon her companion Eros, demanding that he use his powers to make Psyche fall in love with the most vile and despicable man on the face of the earth. But when Eros went to carry out her instructions, he too would be struck by Psyche's beauty, falling deeply in love, and for the first time refusing to follow Aphrodite's commands. However, as Eros would now refuse to strike any man with love for Psyche, she would begin to grow sadder and more lonely as the years went on, before finally turning to the Oracle of Delphi for help.
Wait, what?
A man with love for Psyche. She would begin to grow sadder and more lonely as the years went on,
Aphrodite,
before finally
no.
turning to the Oracle of Delphi for help. Following the Oracle's instructions, Psyche would travel to a magnificent palace, where it was said her husband would come to claim
Psyche?
her. Psyche would travel to Delphi for help, more lonely to strike any man with love for Psyche.
Okay.
She would to the Oracle of Delphi for help. Following the Oracle's instructions, Psyche would travel to a magnificent palace, where it was said her husband would come to claim her. But upon arriving, the palace's servants would warn Psyche that her new husband was a secretive man, and would only visit her in the dark of night, with her never allowed to ask for his identity, nor seek to look upon his face. Overjoyed with her new life, Psyche would spend every day in the palace's beautiful gardens. But one day, Psyche would be overcome by her curiosity, taking an oil lamp and lighting it in the early hours of the morning. Looking down, she would be overcome with joy, as her husband was none other than Eros, the young and handsome god of love. However, in her excitement, Psyche would lose her grip on the lamp, with the hot oil falling down onto Eros's shoulder, causing the god to wake up in a fright. Disappointed that Psyche had failed to keep her trust in him, Eros would tell her that the marriage was over, before flying back to Mount Olympus. Distraught at the loss of her husband, Psyche would visit Aphrodite, begging the goddess for a chance to see Eros once again. But Aphrodite had not forgotten her hatred for the girl who had stolen the world's attention away from her. And so, when Psyche arrived to beg at the foot of her throne, Aphrodite would laugh in delight, setting the girl an impossible task.
Ooh.
If she wanted to see her husband again, Psyche would have to travel to the underworld and ask Persephone, the queen of the dead, to place a fragment of her beauty within a golden box. Travelling to the underworld, Psyche would come to the river Styx, and after paying Charon's fee, would be ferried across its dark and haunting waters. Arriving in the throne room of Hades and Persephone,
Oh
Psyche
crap, I
would
forgot to
approach
mark
the
it.
queen of the dead, who was happy to give her assistance, placing a fragment of her beauty within the golden box. But as Psyche began the trip back to Olympus, she would be overwhelmed by curiosity once again, lifting up the lid of the golden box and taking a look at the fragment of Persephone's beauty contained within. But such things were not meant for mortal eyes, with Psyche falling
Mark
to the
it.
ground and being enveloped by a dark and...
That's what I get for being... I think it's that one. Alright, well, let me back it up. I couldn't have done that many. It's 3. I think it is that one. No, it wasn't that one. Alright, I found it. Oof. I think that's like 4 stitches.
endless sleep. It was at this moment that Eros, moved by the length Psyche had gone to find him, would fly down to Earth and use one of his arrows to save her from the grip. Psyche contained up the lip back a fragment of her beauty within the golden box. It was having in the throne room of Hades and Persephone. Psyche would approach the Queen of the Dead, who was happy to give her assistance, placing a fragment of her beauty within the golden box. But as Psyche began the trip back to Olympus, she would be overwhelmed by curiosity once again, lifting up the lid of the golden box and taking a look at the fragment of Persephone's beauty contained within. But such things were not meant for mortal eyes, with Psyche falling to the ground and being enveloped by a dark and endless sleep. It was at this moment that Eros, moved by the length Psyche had gone to find him, would fly down to Earth and use one of his arrows to save her from the grip of eternal sleep. Returning to Olympus, Zeus would arrange for them a great wedding celebration, where he would grant Psyche the gift of immortality. And so it was that Psyche, whose name means soul, would become a goddess. In her union with Eros, love and soul would now be forever linked, with their child Hedone, the goddess of pleasure, bringing joy to mortals across the earth. The god of smithing and the son of Zeus and Hera, Hephaestus would have a difficult start to life. He was born lame, and so his mother Hera, after seeing the deformity, decided to throw him off Olympus into the sea to drown. Surviving the fall, Hephaestus would later return.
What does born lame mean?
Mother.
Born lame. Oof. Not be able to walk. Well, without trouble, I guess. Impairment.
Hera, after seeing the deformity, decided to throw him off Olympus into the sea to drown. Surviving the fall, Hephaestus would later return to the home of the gods.
Who did this?
Hera, after seeing
Hera.
crafting
Classic.
a golden throne for Hera that would not allow her to stand back up once she sat upon it. It would only be through the intervention of Zeus that Hera would escape, with the king of the gods securing her release in exchange for gifting Hephaestus the goddess Aphrodite, the most beautiful Olympian, as his wife. Hephaestus would become a great inventor and fashioned many of the palaces on Olympus, as well as the equipment of the gods, with Athena's breastplate, Hermes' winged helmet and sandals, as well as Helios' chariot, all being crafted in his legendary forge. Some of his most famous work would be the bow and arrow of Eros, as well as the magnificent armor and shield of Achilles, with Hephaestus' creations aiding the greatest heroes of Greek mythology. To the Romans, he was known as Vulcan, the god of fire, who would forge his creations from a workshop beneath Sicily's Mount Etna, with it being said that the smoke and lava emitted by the volcano came from Vulcan's great forge beneath the surface. Ares, the god of war, delighted in battle and took pleasure in the slaughter of men and the sacking of towns. He was hated by mortals and gods alike, as he represented unrestrained rage, cruelty, and bloodshed, with the gods playing tricks on him for their own amusement. Ares had a long-term affair with Aphrodite, the wife of Hephaestus, with the two sleeping together whenever her husband was away. When Hephaestus found out, he was furious, and decided to forge an invisible net to hang over his bed. When Ares came to lie with Aphrodite again, the two would be trapped naked beneath the net, unable to move, with all the gods of Olympus called out to sea. Laughter would ring out throughout the heavens, with the humiliation only coming to an end when Poseidon took pity and decided to set them free. But Aphrodite was not the only lover of Ares, with him also having an affair with Eos, the goddess of the dawn, who would rise through the sky each morning to clear the path for her brother Helios, the sun, so that he could make his daily journey across the earth. When Aphrodite discovered the affair, she would jealously
She was the what?
clear the path with Eos for her
Goddess
brother.
of dawn.
When Aphrodite discovered the affair, she would jealously put a curse upon Eos, causing her to have an uncontrollable lust for the young mortal men of the world. And so one day, just as the morning hours were coming to an end, Eos would look down upon the earth, with her gaze settling upon the great city of Troy. For in this city was a young Trojan prince named Tithonus, so handsome that Eos was unable to look away. Descending to earth, Eos would introduce herself to the prince, with the two soon falling in love. At the end of each morning, when her duties were complete, Eos would travel down to Troy and meet with her beloved prince. But the more she grew to love him, the more she could not bear the thought of losing him to old age or to war, to starvation or disease, or to any of the other terrible ways mortal lives came to an abrupt end. And so, on her return to Mount Olympus, Eos would visit Zeus, begging him to make Tithonus immortal, a request he was happy to grant. But Eos had made one fatal mistake, that she had not asked for Tithonus to be given eternal youth. The two would live happily at first, but as the years went on and grey hairs began to appear on the prince's head, he would begin to realise the terrible fate that lay before him. By the time a century had passed, Tithonus would find himself crushed under the unbearable weight of age, his limbs no longer working and his mind having deteriorated. But as much as he wished for death, he knew it would never come. With sadness in her heart, Eos would take Tithonus's fragile body and lock it away in a grand chamber where he would be safe from the outside world. After years had passed and the prince had withered away until he was little more than bones, Eos would transform Tithonus into the first cicadia, an insect known for its long lifespan and for making noise during the early hours of the dawn when Eos carries out her duties in the sky above. Hermes, the messenger god and patron of thieves, was known as a trickster amongst the gods, often teasing and annoying his fellow divinities. When he came of age, he assumed the role of messenger, travelling with a golden rod as a mark of his authority. Aided by his winged helmet and sandals, he would use them to fly around and deliver messages, frequently travelling between Olympus and the underworld. Here, he would help Hades, acting as a shepherd for the souls of the dead, guiding them as they made their way to the afterlife. Like the other gods, Hermes was known to father many children with various women, but one of his sons, Pan, the god of nature and fertility, would be born with the features of a satyr, creatures that were part man and part goat. But when he was born, Pan's mother, a nymph named Dryope, was so horrified to see her newborn baby with a pair of horns, a full-grown beard and hooves, that she would run away screaming in terror at the very sight of him. However, Hermes would take his child up to Mount Olympus and introduce him to the rest of the gods, who were so intrigued by the boy's hideous appearance were charmed by his playful attitude that they would soon come to adore him. None would love him more than Dionysus, the god of wine and parties, who would give him the name Pan, meaning all, as he was beloved by all the gods of Olympus. But much like his father, Pan was known for his many affairs with nymphs, the nature deities that inhabited streams and forests across the world. But one nymph by the name of Syrinx would become the object of Pan's affections, with him pursuing her through the marshes where she lived them to fly.
That's good enough. Alright, continue tomorrow. Or maybe the next day. I don't know, Sunday. That's it for today. Peace. Ugh.